Ladies and gentlemen, our next presenter is a very courageous human being who won the decathlon in 1976. Whoops. That's the wrong intro. Ladies and gentlemen, Garry Shandling.
Thank you. I thought that was a fairly good intro. Because don't forget, the guy who did it doesn't do comedy every day. And I thought he did it great. I hope these are Bo Jackson's notes. Those will be available on eBay. Who else left shit up here? Who left the Hyatt Regency? Is this an auction item? Did you buy some scrap paper? Well, now it's really an honor for me. The other fellows have a long history with this foundation and a long history in athletics. Now, I've been to this event several times, but I've been on the bench. I was over on table 39 for a couple of years. And then Dana Pump called me and said, we need you tonight. We need you to, you're in the game. And I hesitated because Mark Cuban had made me an offer. But you know, you got to check it out. So I went to Dallas just to see what the story was. And I said, Mark, what's the benefit for? And he said, it's for me. And I said, no, Mark, I mean, you know, this is a fantastic foundation that the Pump Brothers run. And before I knew it, the Pump Brothers flew to Dallas and came in with Ray Lewis, and I don't remember much after that. Except here I am. And over the years, while a great deal of money is collected for cancer, besides that, I have to be the one who says how touched and moved I've been over the years and how much I think I've grown as a man from listening to these other great men speak. And it stays with me throughout the year. It's just remarkable. And I learn about discipline and intention and commitment. I'm still not married, but that's my bad. Buddha wasn't married, because his wife would have said, what, are you going to sit around the house like that all day? He said, well, no, I'm meditating, honey. Well, why don't you meditate while you're taking out the trash? Breathing in, I pick up the trash. Breathing out, I take it outside. So I am here, fortunately, to be able to introduce Mr. Nash and Mr. Jeter. And that'll take one moment because one way I really relate to them is they both are retiring. Which I am announcing tonight myself. And there are just 40 and 41. So, a big deal. Because I'm a couple chapters ahead of them on the age thing. I might be an entire stack of books ahead of them. And I cannot, for the life of me, understand what it must feel like for an athlete to decide when it's time to move on to another chapter, quite seriously. Because that age thing sneaks up on you. And how it snuck up on me is, suddenly, well, it seems that you already notice it. Really, people would say to me, you look tired. Just about any time of the day. And I wasn't tired. I wasn't sick. They said, you look tired. I said, no, I'm older. It's just that you haven't seen me. I haven't been on TV lately, so you haven't caught up. I'm not tired. I'm older. They said, no, you look tired. And I don't know what makes people do. Are these the people that go to the hospital and see you there and go, you look exhausted? Well, I'm dying. Well, you look exhausted. Well, I'm dying. Well, get some rest or something. Take a vacation. So this happens to be totally true, and I know Oscar De La Hoya is here tonight, so he'll actually be able to corroborate some of this. And you're going, what? I started boxing 15 years ago. So I watch every fight. And 5 years ago, I'm watching a fight, and I was turning one of those ages that you don't like. I don't think it's important. I don't think that part's important. When you're Jewish, there isn't a good age. So I'm watching a fight, and I don't know, Oscar, one of the fighters is 39, and Larry Merchant, who's doing the color at that time, about 5 years ago, starts talking about how a fighter can age in one round. And you know what that means, suddenly you feel the wall, and it just starts to break down, and you can see the guy aging right in one round. And I really don't want to hear about this. And then Larry says, really, the first thing that goes are the fast twitch muscles. And I'm trying to get to the remote to mute him, and I can't make it in time. I can't shut Larry Merchant up because my fast twitch muscles can't grab the remote. And that's totally true, and that's when I said it's over. I've just aged. So I go to the boxing gym. There's one in Santa Monica, down at 19th near Broadway, and you can't see it, and it's next to a synagogue. And it exists, and those of you who know that it's there. And I've been going for about 15 years, and I was in there a couple weeks ago, and I've got some moves that you wouldn't expect. And I'm just beating the crap out of this guy. We're sparring, but everything I'm throwing is landing. And then I realize I've gone in the wrong door. And I'm beating the shit out of the rabbi, basically. And and I'm thinking that's a small head protector he's got. And, there's nothing to protect him from my hook at that juncture. And the crowd is going crazy. I don't speak Hebrew, but it sounded to me like Ali Boumaye. Because my adrenaline was really pumping because I was... So the next thing I know, the cops grabbed me. And I said to the cops, no, I went in the wrong door. And they said, well, this is the most violent Passover service we've ever seen. But still more interesting than the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. Where are you? Where are you, Oscar? Oscar knows I love him. So I want to get to the Steve Nash retirement, and he's gonna talk to, actually have a conversation with Derek Jeter on stage, which I think will be fascinating. And I was looking at this because it appears I'm not included in that conversation. So I have to get some of these stats correct. Because they're impossible to believe. And they're impossible for me to find on the sheet. But Steve is going to play, I hope, I have a regular Sunday game at my house, half-court Sunday game. with me and Judd Apatow and Amy Schumer and Sarah Silverman and Ben Stiller sometimes, if we need someone big underneath. And Steve has said he'll come and play in that game, and we're going to pay him a full year salary under his contract, because his agent is tough. His agent is tough. Let me go through, let me find the stats, because unless you have any other questions before, because once I'm gone, you're left with Derek Jeter and Steve Nash, which I can't wait to see, frankly. Also, there's a little glitch in what I'm doing, because we had hoped to really surprise you, and I was going to introduce Triple Crown winner American Carole, but he's fucking running late. First time in his life, and he's late. Because I don't think he knows how to give back yet. I think he's still showering in the Triple Crown. I think, Ray, you have to talk to him about that. Certainly it appears I'm out of jokes. Not that they're really jokes, to be honest with you. Steve, do you have a copy of your stats on you? Steve's a two-time NBA MVP. He's a three-time NBA first-teamer. He's an eight-time NBA All-Star who led the league in assists 5 times. These aren't video games. Derek Jeter, 5-time World Series champion, a member of baseball's 3,000 hit club. It's crazy. A World Series MVP, 13-time MLB All-Star, 5-time Golden Glove Award winner, American League Rookie of the Year. It's not a video game. These are just outstanding men. It's my honor to present Steve Nash and Derek Jeter.